This is another OpenSwoole video, and I'm Savi. Today we'll be talking about validation. Let's validate our inputs. Let's see. So now, getting to the validations, what we will do is, the first step is we're going to install the Symphony validator. So let's go there. That's it. Install the Symphony library, Symphony console, Symphony validator actually, my mistake. So here it is. So now that we have the Symphony validator, we will implement our validation. So what is going to guide us through what we need to do is we left some to-dos on the way up to this point, right? So let's open our to-dos and see what we have there. So the first to-do in the generate GWT token, and this is the to-do in the console. We want to update this here. This is going to be pretty fast. I have some procedures prepared, and the procedure is basically the one that I'm going to copy right here, right now, and I explain. So this method that I just added here is a private method supposed to be used only in this class, and this method is going to grab the input because this is a console application, right? This is a console command. So I'm going to grab the input, I'm going to extract the methods that I want, and I'm going to run this through a validator service that we are about to create. So here in the first parameter, I'm adding an array of attributes that I want to validate, the properties. And in the second, using the same keys, as you can see, I'm adding the same keys, but this time with the sequence of rules that I want to obey. This is also another rule that I'm about to create that is not coming with Symphony validator. I'm going to create, which is going to check if a record exists in the database. So basically we have not blank type. You can see more in Symphony validator documentation that I'm going to put in the code in the video description. So here, this is going to be called in the method that we are actually left the to-do, and we will also remove all of that because the output, as you saw, are the properties that just got validated. In case it has any exception, we throw an exception right here, and this exception is thrown here, so the code gets interrupted at this point, and the part where we call the generate token is going to be right in this try catch, and here is the output that is going to happen. The error is going to be displayed in the command line. So this is basically what we have to change in our command in order to have the validation. So let's go there and create our service validator so we can also reuse in the other methods, in the other to-dos. Oops. So here it is. Let's go there and create this service. I have this service prepared here, and this is the validator. Let's close the to-dos for a while. And the validator has only one method. It's a static public method validate, accepts, as I said before, the values in the first parameter and the validation rules in the second parameter, both with the same keys. So what I do is I loop on the values and I validate using the library this time for the rules on the same key, of course. So once I validate, I get violations. This is the response from Symphony library constraints. And once I have the violations, I'm adding them to a collection. So each validation is grouped by the key. So in case I have any violation, I go there and add to the error message. So if the error message is not empty as set before the for each, we throw the exception. That's how it happens. So this is why I'm catching the exception in the other side. So here it is. We grab the validation. So this now should be validating. So if we go and create our tests, I already have a test working here to facilitate for us. And here are our tests. So let's see the sequence of tests. So if I close this and open this outline of our class, we have test can generate token via command. So this test, the happy case, happy path. Test can generate token without name. So this is like missing the name parameter, which is required. Test we can generate without user. Another required parameter, the user email. Because when we are generating a token, we require the user to be specified so we can know which user that authorization is for. We test can generate token with invalid email. So invalid email can be invalid for a few reasons. If it's a not valid email, if it doesn't exist, or if it's not there. But we are already checking if it's not there right here. So the last test is test can generate token with invalid expire date. So expire date is not required, but in case it's there, it must be an integer because it's a number of seconds. So for that, we have, let's close it here. So for that, we have these tests. So first of all, let's dump autoload. Composer dump autoload. Okay, so now we have it. And vendor bin PHP unit. Let's see if anything is missing. Okay, there are a few things missing. First of all, we're not running our environment that we have prepared. So let's clear and run again. Okay, we have a few things missing here. We don't have the record exists rule. First of all, this failed everything. So let's go there and create a rule that is missing. So that is fair. Let's go there, create rules, and create a rule. So the rule consists in two different classes when it comes to Symphony Validator. I already have them prepared here. So I'm going to bring them right here. And the first one is the actual rule. So the actual rule, like they have an interface for you to implement whatever you need. So you can go through the documentation. It's basically messages, options, group, payload, things like that. That is actually in the interface, the abstraction. And the other is for the library to know what to do and when to do, and is a customization point for you to implement actually how to validate that. Okay, so this is basically we are grabbing in the input the model property, and we are running procedures like where statement. This is eloquent, right? Where the field has this value exists. So we're basically checking if that field exists. In this case, if the email exists in that validation. So if we go there in the tests, actually, if we go in the command, my mistake, we can see in the validation that we always check if the user email exists. Okay, here it is, the model and the field. So if we go there, everything passing this time. So all good for us. So today we solved a to-do related to a validation for a console input. In the next video, we'll be solving that for our login form. And in the video after, we will be implementing some validation for our API. See you in the next video.